Hey everyone, Dave Palet with the JP25 Media special presentation. For me, it's very special because joining me right now is Casey Schmitt, infielder for the San Francisco Giants. And I'll tell you, Casey, right now there's a lot of excitement on my part because I've known you since you're 4 years old in T-ball. And a year ago we sat down and we knew you were going to make your debut somewhere in 2023. And it happened. And so I wanted to get you back during the offseason to talk about what was it like making the transition, becoming a major leaguer? So many kids have the dream. I think so many kids, Casey, as soon as they put that glove on and they sign up, whether it's T-ball or any kind of ball at all, they dream about being a major leaguer, and you actually accomplished it. Overall, the year, what was it like as far as how did you feel? And then we're going to jump right back to step by step.
Yeah. So it was man, it was crazy. It was a ride. I mean, everything I could have ever hoped and dreamed for. It was just it was so special. It was just an amazing year. You know, it was a lot of ups and downs, but I think it was just a big year for growth as well. So for me, it was so awesome. And, you know, it's something I'm always going to kind of look back on and just to remember. All
right. So take us back to when we talked to a year ago, you were a minor leaguer. And the talk was 2023, he's going to get called up to the Giants. And we're all hoping for you, not only people in my house, but the entire community. And from the little leaguers that followed you to your high school teammates, to your college teammates at San Diego State, there's so many people invested in, hey, one of ours might make it. You get the call that you're going to the major leagues. Who gives you the call? Where are you? Can you tell us how the whole process happened?
Yeah. So, I mean, for me, it was, I was actually watching Guardians of the Galaxy. I was literally in the movie theater. Yeah. So I was at the end. So it was kind of at the credits, you know, how like the Avengers movies, like they have that post credit scene. Yeah. I missed the first call.
Did you push ignore? Or
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't see it, and then it just got to the time where like the credits were still going, and that next scene wasn't ready yet, and so I was like, okay. I pulled up my phone, and then I got another call by our manager with the River Cats, Brundy, and he called me, started talking to me about just what the plan is for the week and just like stuff like that. And he kind of gave me the call, and then that's when like my whole world just like changed and shifted. It was crazy.
Did you have any idea what was happening like that week at all? Like, you'd be ready?
No idea. Had no clue. I mean, it was just a normal. I think it was like a normal Monday off day for us. So me and my buddies, we went to go see the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Yeah, it was crazy.
You know what? That is for me, it's such a Casey thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That is something that I could see you totally doing. Like, nothing's going to go completely smooth. It's going to be like, dude, answer your phone. Yeah. Like, because he's probably dying to say, I was told by the Giants, get in touch with this kid and get him going. So the process from there, tell me the first phone call. Is it your mom, your dad? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I texted them. I said, hey, are you guys home? Like, I'm going to call you guys in like 10 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever when you guys are like ready for like a phone call. I was like, all right. And so I was just waiting. I got in the car with my buddies, and I think they might have had an idea.
Oh, you didn't tell anybody that you were with? You just try to keep it quiet?
Yeah, I think they had an idea because right when I got in the car is when I told them because we were walking out of the movie, and then I was outside. I was still on the phone.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're probably wondering, like, well, who's like, what's going on? And then when they got in the car, and then I went into the car and I told them, and it was just hilarious. It was so much fun.
Was everyone just screaming like losing their mind?
Yeah, they were going crazy. So it was super surreal.
That is cool. All right, so how much time do you have to leave the River Cats and get to San Francisco?
Yeah, so for me it was the next morning. They said I could have driven up there that night, and since Sacramento is like, I think it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours from San Francisco. I just decided to kind of go that next morning, which was a terrible idea because I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I could not sleep. It was unbelievable. Yeah, I was like up all night, just kind of just like so excited and like thinking like, oh my God, is this real? Is this really happening? And yeah.
You know what's crazy is I remember you literally in my house watching MLB Network going, I want to be one of those guys. Like you would literally say it.
Yeah.
And every kid says, hey, I want to be, but like when you said it and some of your friends who became pro baseball players too said it, I'm like, I think it might actually happen. Like it was nuts, that you made it. So you get up to San Francisco, first game's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And what is the process as far as like, you don't know where you're going to park, who you're supposed to meet up with? Like, what is the process for you walking into the ballpark from everything to seeing your jersey?
Yeah, so I drove up. I woke up in the morning. At this point, I already told like my parents, and like they're letting everyone know.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, and you guys, I need you guys to handle it. Like,
Yeah, good for you.
I'm like completely I'm just in awe. Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I ended up having to pack all my stuff that night as well, and then so that next morning is when I took off. I couldn't like really like I couldn't like sleep like I said. So I was like, man, okay, I gotta do all this, gotta do this. And I was like, okay, so got up, got all my stuff. I was like, okay, I'm out. So I said bye to everyone. And then I drove up, and on the drive, I was like, oh my God, this is like the craziest thing. Like just like a million things just like going in my head. And then, I get to the hotels where I was staying.
Okay.
And dropped my car off, got all my everyone like got my bags like kind of scurried away. And then it was funny that the first thing that when I got back to the room, I was able to sleep for like an hour or two.
Okay.
Just to like kind of finally have some kind of sleep.
Yes.
Just to calm down. And then right away I was put on camera. So like I was buckled, I was mic'd up for the whole day.
Yeah. Like Giants Productions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we do all that. I'm mic'd up, and I'm kind of walking to the ballpark, and then like I'm just in awe. And so I'm just like getting there, and then I walk into the locker room. I didn't know what number I was going to be.
Nothing.
Yeah. Our clubhouse manager, he was like, okay, it's going to be like a surprise. So I was like, okay. I was like, I wonder what I'm going to be.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Well, I'm a number guy, so this is one of those things that's kind of important to me. So I was like, all right, if he gets 87, then that means maybe it's just here for a week. You know what I mean? But if he gets a good number, that means that they think the world of him. He's going to be here for a while. Okay, so go ahead. I'll let you finish out the story.
Yeah, so I was like thinking in my head, I was like, man, like that 97 number in spring training felt really good. I loved that number. And I walk in there, and I got 6. And I was like, whoa, like this is... Yeah. It was crazy.
Okay, so when you see jersey. Single digit means you're a guy. Yeah. Were you shocked to see a single digit?
Yeah, because I had no idea. I was like, it's going to be 0 to 99 or something, somewhere in those lines. But I mean, I definitely wasn't expecting, that great of a number.
All right, so it's funny, as I said, about the number thing. In my head, I'm going, all right, when Casey was a little kid, he played for me, he was 3. And I go, that number's retired.
Yeah.
And then I go, all right, Casey wore number 7 in high school. J.D. Davis has that number, and then I'm playing the game at San Diego State. He wore number 8. Conforto has that number.
Yeah.
But when I saw a single digit number, I went, oh my gosh, this is not only happening, but he's going to be a cornerstone. And man, I can't tell you how excited I was just by how I knew immediately the Giants thought the world of you. Mm-hmm. And that was really cool, that the way they welcomed you in. Now get to the rest of the day, because your parents made it up.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm dying to know the conversation you had with them on how they're able to stop their lives to tell everyone, because in the community, tons of people jumped on an airplane and said, we're going, like last minute notice.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, it was unbelievable. Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was like anywhere from like 30 to like 50 people were there just for like my like debut from like my friends and family.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I went through the day. I mean, I tried to like be as like calm as I could, just be as normal as I can, and just kind of just go out and just do my thing. And then went out for my first BP and did all that, did my hitting routine and stuff, the infield work, and it was so like surreal, like the kind of like the attention that you get from like the fans and stuff. So it was like. It was crazy, and then right before the game, I got my suited up, and then a couple like my close friends and family, they were able to get on the field before like the game, and I went out, gave everyone a hug, took some pictures, and then I went down, and then went to one of our hitters meetings, and then I mean just got ready to go out and play.
Could you like even hear a thing in the hitters meeting? Were you just you're wearing a Giants uniform? I mean,
it was
when
crazy.
You put the uniform on, did you go straight to the mirror? Did you like look down and going, oh my God, I'm wearing the uniform? Everything that sunk into, it's happening so fast. As you said, you haven't slept, but right now you're even thinking about that. Your family is somewhere in the ballpark.
Yeah.
And then you're taking BP on a major league field, and you're doing it. And who was the first major league or teammate of yours on the Giants that said, hey, welcome to the big leagues, kid? Like who kind of that day was the first guy to, hey, relax, you're here for a reason?
I think it was kind of a mixture of just about all of them.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were all really good about, just welcoming me in. And I remember when I first got in there, Conforto and JD, they had this huge bat, and I swear it was it was massive. They're like the huge barrel. It's definitely not like a real bat.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you have to use this for your first time, your first at bat. And I was like, okay, come on. But yeah, I mean, I talked to Conforto. I think I talked to Conforto before, and then he was just he's like, honestly, I think I asked him, I was like, what did you think in your debut?
Yeah.
And what was going through your mind? And he's like, look, I just went up there. I was like, once you get that first swing out of the way, you're gonna be just fine. And so I was like, okay, good. So I went in there and I took that and I took it to the game.
Yeah. So you're on the on deck circle.
Yeah.
They announced your name through the PA system. And Giant fans, give the Giant fans a lot of credit. Very knowledgeable fans.
Yeah,
I mean, They know their baseball. They're passionate about baseball. It's really, really good baseball city.
Yeah.
And you're walking to home plate. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's your turn. At that time, what is going through your mind? Are you thinking about the pitcher, looking for your pitch? Are you thinking about, family? Do you remember anything as far as, or is everything just still a blur?
I mean, I remember the on deck circle had people saying congratulations to me, and I was making sure cool. I was just kind of acknowledging, just thank you. Yeah. And I was just I was antsy. And I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. And then it was my turn to go up, and I was like, all right, well, here we go. So I went in there. We're facing Patrick Corbin. I think the first pitch I saw was it was a slider.
Oh, he threw a slider first pitch.
I know. I swung and fouled it off.
Yeah.
And then he threw another slider, and I hit a rocket to short, and then I grounded out my first at bat. And then I was like, okay, well now I finally got that out of the way. I got the first swings out of the way.
Did the catcher or umpire say anything to you when you walked up?
Yeah, I think they say it also congratulations.
Cool.
Yeah, I think they kind of were able to stop play for a little bit just so I can.
That's awesome.
I kind of took it in a little bit and but with the pitch clock too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Does the pitch clock kind of throw you off?
Yeah, I think it's when the catcher is up, the clock wasn't running. It was just a kind of thing. So I was able to kind of embrace that moment more, and I'm really thankful that they were able to kind of do that.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go back to the dugout, you ground out. In your mind, you have to be thinking, I know it's ridiculous, but hey, I didn't strike out. I can hit it. I'm here for a reason. I can hit it.
Yeah. So I was thinking, I was like, okay. I was like, all right, we're good. We're gonna this next at bat. We're gonna go out and defense, do what we got to do, and just play the game and just go out and have fun and just kind of just soak everything in. And I was able to get my first ground ball and get that out of the way.
Who hit it to you? Do you remember?
No, but I think we turned a double play.
Exactly. Yeah. So defense has always been easy for you, right? I mean, it's one of those things you can always rely on your glove. You're a Gold Glove winner when you're in the minors. Defense is one of those things that will always be there for you. Hitting, I imagine, pitching is one of the things you can't control. You don't know who you're going to see or which guy has what on you. All right, so continue with your next at bat.
All right, so next at bat, I was like, all right, well, got that first one out of the way. We're good, finally. We're good. So I went in there, and I thought to myself, I was like, man, he threw me two sliders. I was thinking about this in my head. Threw me two sliders, fouled one off, hit a rocket at shortstop. I was like, okay, well, maybe I feel like at some point he's gonna, try and throw a fastball.
Yeah.
And then, sure shit, first pitch. I was right, and I was able to get it, but I hit it, and I was like, okay, I got that. I was trying to do is hit a line drive to center field. That's kind of just been my thing.
Okay.
And I hit it, and I was like, yes, just come on, just drop. I was like, just get down. I'm running, and I'm like, oh my god, ball's got a chance. And then I saw it go out, and I was like, whoa, man, that was crazy. Because when I was little, I was like, man, if I ever make it to the major leagues, I would love to have I wanted it to be the first pitch I ever see be a home run or whatever like that. And I was able to kind of pretty much replicate it. My first hit was a home run to left center field, so it was sick.
All right, what's going through your mind when you're rounding the bases? Do you even feel your feet?
Not really. I hear the music going, and I see I think I hit second base. So I looked in the dugout, and everyone's
losing their mind,
going crazy. Yeah. And then I look around, the fans are going crazy, and then I mean it was just it was so surreal,
crazy. I mean, honestly, for me it was unbelievable too. It was just And again, everyone who feels like they did the journey, I think everyone lost their mind. Like, oh my gosh, what a debut. You know, so you hit one out in San Francisco, which is really a tough place to hit home runs. The people who don't understand, who don't live in Southern California, don't realize that it's hard for the ball to travel at night. And man, you crushed it. And then the way the night went, obviously things went your way as a team.
Yeah.
And the cameras are on you, following you everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And as you said, you were mic'd up. At any point did you go, man, there's like a lot of cameras here. I like, you know what I mean? Like, is there any point where you can take a breath and feel like, hey, I just want to be Casey right now, and I want to see my dad. I want to see my mom and talk about what just happened. But everybody in San Francisco was so invested in you that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it was crazy. The cameras all day were following me around.
Yeah.
Everything I was doing. But yeah, and then I think after the game, I was able to kind of just be around my close friends and family and just like talk to them and just kind of like be with them on the field. And yeah, I mean, it was crazy.
You know what? One of the things that made me laugh is I had a chance to cover Major League Baseball through media for more than 25 years, is when you got done with your on-field interview and the camera's still following you. You're running around the dugout picking up all your stuff. You're looking for your hat, and your glove, and you're carrying it. And I've been around long enough to know someone will do that for you.
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know you did it. That's what made me laugh. I was like, dude, he's such a kid, you know? And it made me laugh. Like, I got to get my stuff. I've always gotten my stuff.
Yeah.
No matter what level, you've always had to pick up your own gear. And I'm looking at you going, dude, I think you're fine just going to the clubhouse. And I know your teammates are probably waiting for you.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm laughing watching you look for your glove and look for your hat. And you got everything. You just start walking out with all your stuff. And it cracked me up. And I was like, it was kind of cool in that moment for me going, dude, he's still a kid. You know, he's still a kid. I loved it. So you walked back into the clubhouse and I saw the video of it. Can you explain what was that like when you walked in? Because I'm sure you weren't expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea. I mean, I was just like walking back, and I didn't know like that's what happened after like games and like when we win. And you know, I saw the lights and I was like, whoa! Like I was like, what's going on here? And then I guess there was a camera behind me like following me like around, and I mean, they opened the door and it was Yaz and Carla like, get in here! So I like got in there and I just got swarmed by everyone.
Dude, I love it. Absolutely love it. All right, so great debut. As you said, you got a chance to share with family and friends that were there, and the cameras did a great job with your parents and your brother and the baby, and everything was really cool to see the emotion, because I think everybody can relate as a family member to go, boy, that would be cool to enjoy that experience. So it's not, we aren't done there, because you ended up having like the best start in the history of Major League Baseball. So when it continues on and you're just still on fire, what talk about the next day and what goes on from there? Is there any point where you're going, hey, there's a lot of family, friends, neighbors that are here, but this is my job to go. It'd be great if some of you went home. Like, I know it sounds rude to say, but in my head, that's what I was worried about. Like, dude, it's not easy being a professional athlete.
Yeah.
And then to have to give your time to people that, of course, they love you. But was there anything like, hey, I just need things to be normal?
Yeah, I think probably after like that like week, probably, where it was more like when we started like kind of go on the road and stuff. I think my first road trip was Arizona. Yeah. So I had a couple of my.
Did they follow you?
Yeah, I had a couple of my friends and family follow me over there. Yeah, but it was definitely a lot like smaller group, just because it was further away. Yeah. And but yeah, I mean, I definitely was waiting for like things to just kind of
go like if we go further away, like Philadelphia.
Yeah, I just want to go out and play. Like, I don't want to have to. Yeah.
And then eventually your teammates would go, hey, dude, what the hell? Right? I mean, like, there's a lot of people here. All right, so let's go to Arizona, because you were red hot there too.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Arizona was an amazing trip. That was my first road trip. So to go there and to kind of keep it going, and just like find my way and just kind of just like learn like kind of how things are done.
Yeah. Okay. So what I think a lot of people don't realize is once you make it to the major leagues, basically everything is taken care of. Like, you don't touch your own bags ever, right? Did that blow you away about, what do you mean? I don't need to grab my suitcase.
Yeah.
Like everything ends up in my room. The hardest thing you have to do on the road basically is remember what hotel you're in and what your room number is.
Yeah, and just grab your room key.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Did that kind of blow you away, or did you know that was coming?
No, I had no idea. Like I had no idea. I didn't know I had any outside information about like kind of how it is. But yeah, I mean, like your bags go to your room and stuff. You just get your room key, and you go up there and you just hang out. And
what a deal! I mean,
it's cool.
So I always wonder for you travel with the team and you get used to that lifestyle, and obviously you aren't sitting in airports when you're traveling. That when it's off season and you decide you're going to go on a trip, that this kind of sucks. I got to pick up my own bag. I got to pick up their bag. The whole deal, and then you're sitting in an airport doing like the rest of us do. There is a difference of being that Major League Baseball player. All right, in Arizona, you did something that just absolutely amazed me. And I've watched you play a long time. I've seen you hit some crazy home runs. All right. I remember CIF championship game. You hit one at the University of San Diego that is the furthest home run I've ever seen. And that was a high school kid that hit it, not a college kid. And I was like, man, that was impressive. And then you hit the one out in San Francisco. That was impressive. And I've seen you at San Diego State. The one you hit in Arizona was the furthest home run I've ever seen. And I've been watching games in Arizona since 1998. I couldn't believe it. So walk me through that home run.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure the first two, the guys in front of me, they reached on a walk, and then the pitcher went 2-0 to me, and then they had a mound visit. So I was like thinking, maybe I should probably take or something just because he hasn't thrown a strike. And I was like, I'm just gonna look for just stay on the heater and just don't be late for a heater. And then the first pitch he comes from right after the mound visit is a curveball, and I saw it and I was like, all right, fine. All right, fine, there you go. So I swung at it and then ended up connecting on it.
When you made contact with that one, and I know you hit a bunch of them, and in batting practice you hit a ton of them, but when you hit that one, did you feel it at all off the bat, or is it just like, oh my God, I got all of it? That felt different than any ball I've ever hit?
Yeah, I hit it and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
I was like, it was crazy. Like I didn't feel it off the bat, but I heard it and it felt like, I don't know, it was a crazy feeling, and then I just kind of, I swung and I kind of I don't know, I just kind of felt like I just everything just moved so perfectly at it, and I was able to just kind of connect at it.
And it was 113 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, I think it was 112. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So what did your teammates say? Because again, I'm a baseball fan. I've seen a bunch of games there. I've never seen that. Your teammates guarantee I've never seen that either. What was the reaction in the dugout?
I think it was pretty normal. I mean, I was just really just going out, just trying to just do anything I can to help us win the game, and just kind of just do anything I can, to be honest.
All right. So when they called you up and the Giants were struggling, and then all of a sudden you guys started winning, and I know when a sports team is losing, it's tough sometimes in the clubhouse, and you start to feel a little bit of pressure. You don't want the season to get away from you. What was the attitude like from the team when you guys started winning and you went on your run, and all of a sudden the Giants, hey, this team can win the division? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, just to be a part of something like that, and I mean, it was so special. It was just, I mean, we're all having fun, and we feel like we all had fun, throughout the year.
So when things are going well, and obviously now you feel like, hey, I belong. I've been here for a while. Are there certain teammates that gravitate towards you? You gravitate towards? Again, you're one of the youngest guys there, and there are guys on that team that were part of the 3 World Series teams. I was from watching from afar. It always kind of amazed me that you and Brandon Crawford looked like you had a relationship. They almost like he took you under his wing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I met him during spring training. I remember Logan introduced me to him. I mean, I was scared because it was like my second my first big league spring training, and Logan went up and kind of introduced me to him, and then I mean, as kind of in spring training went, and developed a good relationship with him, and then right when I got called up, just continued to develop that relationship. And I mean, he's been awesome to me. He's been awesome. He's helped me out so much. And then whenever I would have a question, or I mean, if I was kind of just unsure, I mean, he was someone that would be there and kind of help me out.
You know what I love about that is you hear stories all the time in sports, especially in football, where a young guy gets called up or he gets drafted, and a lot of times the veteran goes, "It's not my job to help that kid out." But he didn't do that. he actually was like, hey, I'm going to help this kid out. And any questions he has, like, it looked like you guys were almost brothers.
Yeah.
And just watching from the side, I was so impressed by him. I thought it was cool to watch the relationship. He's an infielder, very successful, one of the all-time favorite Giants. And here he is with a young kid saying, hey, anything you need. That's what it looked like on television. He came off to me so much better than he possibly could have. He didn't disappoint, I should say, as a baseball fan. He was everything as a fan that I would hope he would do, not only for you or for any young player. I thought that was really cool to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it was just awesome just to kind of have that, person be able to help me, and I just to develop that kind of that friendship and relationship with him. I mean, it was so awesome. I loved playing with him. I loved talking to him. I loved talking with him. I mean, he's hilarious. I still talk to him. I talk to him all the time.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're in our fantasy league together.
Really?
We're called Papa and Sons. It's funny. I call him Papa.
That's cool. All right, so he's a shortstop. You were a shortstop when you were younger. Played third base. Obviously, you pitched. For people who don't know, but the Giants had you playing third, short, and second.
Yeah.
So when they put you at second on that side of the base, something that I haven't seen you do a lot of, but you were good at it, and you were good at short, and you were good at third. When they're moving you around, any conversation like before the game, hey, Casey, we need to take ground balls here. You're going to be at second base today, or Casey, can you play second base?
Yeah. So it was really good that I was able to. I got to play a couple games before I got called up in Triple-A at second. So I think I played maybe 2, 3, 4 games there just to kind of learn the position, and I'd go out there early work and just kind of make sure I kind of understood where I needed to go, the footwork and stuff like that. And when I got called up, that's when we kind of started we do before we continue that work.
Okay.
So I would know kind of the day before where I was gonna maybe play that next day, and I'd work around there, and so I would have a pretty good idea of kind of what was
going back to shortstop. What did you think?
It was weird.
Was it?
Yeah. So I played it last year. Last year was the first time I played it since I was younger.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was interesting. But I mean, as I kind of developed there, I kind of started to feel a lot more comfortable there, and I mean, I liked playing there. It was fun.
The interesting thing is when you're playing third and you have a rocket for an arm. I mean, I remember. I mean, we all know you can throw fast, but when you made it up to the majors, a lot of people are trying to figure out who this kid is. They're like, wow. There's 3 guys in Major League Baseball that kind of throw like you do from the infield, where everyone's kind of watching it. But at shortstop, you have to be perfect. There's no bobbling. There's no taking it off the chest, picking it up, and throwing somebody out like you can at third.
Yeah.
And second base, a shorter throw. Do you feel any pressure, especially knowing that Brandon Crawford, Gold Glove winner, is made the position look really easy for a long time? That hey, I'm here because he's not able to play, not because I'm taking a spot, but because I'm not able to play. Is there pressure on you? Are you thinking, man, I got to be perfect no matter what?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. I think that at times I was trying to do a little too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy, because I debuted there and I hadn't really played there. It wasn't the position that I've known to play.
Exactly.
It still is a new position to me. Yeah. But it's just it was something that I just really worked really hard towards, and just to try to kind of be the best that I can there. And I mean, I had some moments where I was able to make some good plays, and I had some moments where I didn't make some very good plays.
You know what? You had one at second base. The first time I saw you play second base in the major leagues, Bryce Harper hits you a ball, and you made the play. And I remember in my mind going, oh, my God, Casey just fielded a ground ball from Bryce Harper. I'm a little starstruck. Is there any time you're on the field and you're going, wait a second, those are the players I used to look at when I wanted to be a player?
Yeah.
Did any of that ever catch up with you of going, hey, that's kind of nuts? That guy's a superstar.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was surreal, just kind of just being on that field with him, and just being able to kind of compete against them. I mean, it was a just amazing kind of experience.
Do you talk to players on other teams very often?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I had a little bit of a conversation with Harper when I first came up at second base. So I got to meet him a little bit, but yeah, I mean, sometimes it kind of just depends.
Yeah,
yeah. There's guys that are really that will just like talk. So it's
Dude,
it's
cool.
always surreal.
That is cool. All right, on my phone, I have one of my favorite pictures. It's a picture of you and Mike Trout in spring training.
Oh, I have actually a funny one with Dansby Swanson.
Oh, okay, let's go.
All right. So it was when we were in Chicago. I think I was playing third, I was hitting, and I hit a ball and he made an unbelievable play. And I think he won a Gold Glove this year,
yes.
right? Yeah. So I mean, he made an unbelievable play, and I mean, I smoked. It was like 108 off the bat, and he just slides and catches it, and like throws me out. I was like, damn, like I needed that one. I really needed that hit. And then that next inning, he gets to third base, and he's like, what's up, man? How we doing? I was like, man, I'm kind of mad at you right now. he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, you just took a knock away from me, and I needed that bad. Like I needed that hit, and you stole it. He's like, oh man, sorry. I was like, I understand. And then there was I think that next at bat, I hit one. I hit another rock, and it got by him. Yeah. And I got to second base, and he's like, see, I didn't catch that one, man. I was like, yeah, thank God. And he was like, yeah, like when I dove, I didn't get it. I looked over and started smiling at you. I started smiling at you and laughing. I was like, damn, man. I was like, if you would have caught that one, I'd have been pissed. And then later in that next inning, or I think like an inning or two later, he hits one down the line. I kind of caught it and threw it off balance, so I was able to rob a hit.
You got him? Yeah. You know what's crazy that you just said Dansby Swanson is, what I remember about Dansby Swanson is he was the number 1 overall pick in the draft. You literally were playing baseball with me in Arizona, like at the USA Championships when he was drafted. Like I think we literally saw it on TV. Yeah. And then you talked about this conversation.
Yeah, we're in the hotel. Yeah. I remember that.
And that is nuts how, it comes around that you're having this full conversation with Dansby Swanson. All of it is wild to me. All right. So again, there's so many baseball things got to ask you as far as ballparks go, because obviously every field is manicured great, right? Is there a field that you play at where you go, and you got to take San Francisco out? We all know San Francisco is outstanding. But is there anywhere you play, like it's Wrigley Field or, Philadelphia, Dodger Stadium, anywhere where you say, man, it's kind of crazy to be here because either the fans hate you and you feel the energy, or it's great to be there because the field, everything is pretty cool to be here? Yeah,
for me, I mean, it was pretty much every road trip, just because like I would watch games on TV, like with those games at that field, and I would just to think that I was there playing on those fields. It was wild. But I mean, Petco was definitely another special one for me. Yeah, just because I got to have a lot of my family come out to that one too, and I mean it was surreal being able to play in that park that I came to games when I was younger, and wanting to be a person on that field, and just to kind of be able to be on that field and play there was crazy.
How great was it to come back to San Diego, your hometown, and play really well while you were here?
Yeah, I mean it was so special just to kind of. I mean, I would hear some of my friends and family kind of down the line like yelling at me. And, I mean it was cool just having some people were just yelling welcome back, welcome home, welcome back to San Diego or whatever, and it was special.
It was special, and in San Diego there's so many cameras and a story, and I know you weren't home when it was going on, but it led the sports on every TV station. It was a big deal to have you be with the San Francisco Giants. All right, don't skip over that Mike Trout picture. I'm dying to know what the conversation was like when you're at third base and you're sitting next to Mike Trout.
Okay, so I think it was the day before or 2 days before. Me and my buddy Vaughn, we were going to Dick's Sporting Goods. Okay, and we were walking up, and I was on my phone, and he whispers to me, and I didn't hear him, and then I pick my head up and I look over, and I was like, Vaughn, I was like, is that Mike Trout?
Inside Dick's Sporting Goods?
He was walking out while we were walking in. I don't remember what I was getting. We're getting
I don't know what he was getting. I mean, what could he not have shipped to him?
But he was walking out, and then he was like, yeah, I was trying to tell you that, and he's walking out, look over, and we just kind of we just make. We're not gonna make a big deal because we didn't want to. make him feel weird, like in public, and like maybe have someone like.
But the funny thing is, you're saying that you're a professional baseball player too. It'd be one thing if I said it, but you're a pro baseball player, like you belong there.
Yeah. And then he got to third base when we played the Angels. I was like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, hey, what's going on, man? I was like, hey man, I saw you at Dick's Sporting Goods. He's like, oh, you did? I was like, yeah. He's like, man, you should have said what's up. I was like, we didn't really want to come up to you and kind of. He's like, yeah, I mean,
that is funny. The thing that comes out of your mouth is, hey, I saw you at Dick's Sporting Goods.
I saw you at Dick's Sporting Goods the other day.
Not like, hey, I saw you as a little kid and I watched you for the last 10 years and what you do is amazing. Nothing. Yeah, I saw you at Dick's. That's funny as hell. That's too good. All right, because he is, top of the class, obviously future Hall of Famer, one of the best players you're ever going to share a field with. You mentioned Bryce Harper. Is there anyone that you've been on the field with and go, wow, like an Ohtani or someone else that maybe I'm missing where you go, that's pretty incredible?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's someone on every single team. Definitely seen Arenado in the batter's box. Yeah. While I was playing third was pretty cool. I didn't know to think like Arenado was like someone that I liked, and I mean Longoria as well, and just like players like that. I mean, it was always kind of like surreal, especially like when like my first couple months coming up.
Exactly. No, absolutely. All right, so the Giants season unfortunately didn't work out for the Giants in 2023. I know big things are coming for you guys as a team. When you're in your first off season as a member of the highest level in that organization, is it weird to see players that you're teammates with that won't be coming back? Also weird to see there's a different coaching staff. I mean, Gabe Kapler always said great things about you, and it's all weird all of a sudden you have a new manager. Is it one of those where, hey, it's part of the business? Or because really you've probably never experienced anything like this before.
Yeah, this is the first time I've kind of ever experienced like that kind of side of baseball. So I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting.
It's going to be interesting. So Bob Melvin has a great reputation of being a fantastic manager and a communicator. When does your first conversation with Bob happen? Does it happen at spring training? Does he call you when he gets the job?
Yes.
How does it work?
So I talked to him. I think it might have been like a week or two after the job. We just talked to him, and
you answered the phone this time.
I was actually lifting too. I was in the gym, so like the music's playing like super loud, and I was like, sorry, I'm in the. I was like, oh my bad, I'm in the gym right now. I'm not listening to music super loud while we're on the phone I just talked to him. I got to meet him a little bit. So yeah, he's really awesome. So I'm really excited to.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens. I mean, as we do the show right now, free agency has started, but there haven't been the major moves. I mean, we know the Giants are in its big time players. It'll be interesting to see what your roster looks like. I always think it's cool that you're with a franchise that it's important to win and win right now. Everybody wants to win. Yeah. I mean, from the time you're a little kid to being a major leaguer, I can't imagine being a member of some of these organizations where you're like, dude, we have no chance before, spring training. And unfortunately, there are a bunch of them out there. You're lucky you're with an organization that wants to win, expects to win, has the 3 World Series championships that they're very proud of recently. So going into next year, and by the way, I'll point out, Bob Melvin took your number already. So we'll see Casey in a different jersey in next year. But when you go into spring training, have they told you, hey, Casey, we want you to focus on a certain position? Have they said, hey, we know you jumped around, but we want you to focus on this position?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think that'll probably be like a conversation that we have in spring training. Okay. But I mean, for me, I'm just kind of working at all of them, to kind of just stay ready for whatever happens, and I mean, just try and do the best that I can, just kind of just work and just get better.
All right. So pitching wise, I'm curious to know difference of minor league pitching and major league pitching. What is the biggest difference for that level? Pete Rose used to say all the time it was easier to hit in the majors because he knew guys would be around the zone. And then you're seeing just filthy stuff. I mean, pitching has never been better than it is right now.
Yeah, it's definitely I mean, from AAA to the majors, it's pretty. I mean, I want to say it's there. It's similar, kind of, because the guys are, I experienced it too. You go up and down, so you're kind of facing those guys. But yeah, I think it's pitching is crazy. Yeah. But I mean, it's just kind of a developmental period.
Is there one pitcher that you saw that either you had trouble picking him up, or you just got that guy has just the nastiest stuff going? Is there one that you faced that guy's the best I saw?
Yeah, I remember I faced Sandy Alcantara was a big one.
Yeah.
I remember because he won the Cy Young Award, and I faced him like I think like 4 or 5 weeks into my big league career. Sir Anthony Dominguez was one that I don't know, it was just hard for me to kind of pick up the ball off him. Yeah, but there's definitely like a couple guys that are just like, I mean, everyone's really good. Everyone's got crazy good stuff. Always. But yeah, but there's guys that just have like that crazy of stuff.
The one thing that always amazes me about Major League Baseball is the advanced scouting, which, you know, obviously I think most baseball fans don't think about.
Oh, Duran too from the Twins. I mean,
money.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah.
throwing like 100-mile-an-hour like splitters.
That's it's funny you say that because as a kid you had the best splitter I've ever seen.
Yeah,
you know,
I got taste of my own medicine.
Yeah.
There was I saw a video like I think it was yesterday before. It was like the hardest like strikeout pitch or something, and I think it was like he threw me one and it looked like it was down the middle and it was up and in. It was like 105. I swung at it. It was crazy.
All right, so speaking of 105, you've been drilled a couple times pretty good too.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, the Dodgers, you guys booed me.
All right, hold on. Before you say you guys, let me tell you, it's the first time in my life I've ever gone to Dodger Stadium and I did not root for the Dodgers. We literally went there as Casey Schmitt fans. I didn't even wear Dodger gear. I was straight out rooting straight for you and to have a great time. And they did. They kept smoking you. At what point are you thinking, okay, one got away, or two was like, man, these two organizations really hate each other?
Yeah, I don't think it was on purpose. I think it was just pitches that just kind of got away. But yeah, I mean, it definitely didn't feel good.
No, well, they say a baseball going like 95 miles an hour is like 45 pounds of pressure. Now guys are throwing 100. I mean, you're talking possible broken bones, whether it's the hip, the back.
Yeah.
They all hurt.
Yeah.
But you got to fake it. You got to go to first base. You don't want to bend over. You don't want to show that you're dying.
Yeah.
Was there one of them that anyone ever hit you where you go, all right, man, that was the worst one yet?
This year?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know who was pitching. It was the reliever from the Dodgers.
Oh, okay.
Drilled me right in the forearm.
Dude, that one was crazy. I thought you broke your arm.
It was on Father's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one did not feel good at all.
Yeah.
And
did you look at your arm and think you broke your arm too?
Yeah, like I couldn't like feel it, and I like looked up. When I looked up, there was a huge like.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was under the skin.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's not good. And then I ended up running the bases. But I mean, I thought for sure like my arm was like probably broken.
What does like Freddie Freeman say to you when you get to first base?
I mean, I don't remember. I was just in pain. I was like, I don't even remember. Like, I don't even remember if I like said anything to him.
Okay, so you got us tickets. You got me. You got my son Josh tickets to go see you on Father's Day, which was awesome. You know, it was really cool to watch you. So we're in our seats, all right, and we're on the Giant side, and you go running out to play catch, all right, to warm up like everyone else does. And as soon as you turn around and you have the ball in your hand, you turn around and you just gun it back. And dude, you smoke Michael Conforto, who was not your throwing partner. What happened?
I don't even know. I felt so bad. You
just forgot who your partner was?
I just turned around and I threw it, and I don't know what happened. For whatever reason, it just went right to him. And thank God I didn't like hit him in the
face.
Yeah, but I didn't. It wasn't like it was still like the early like throwing. So I wasn't like throwing it hard or anything.
Dude, it's so hard baseball, man.
I think I hit him in like the leg or like the stomach or something. He just like looks over at me and goes, "Really?" I was like, "My bad." Started laughing. I like ran over there. I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry." I was like, "Yeah." Thankfully, it didn't hit him. Like,
oh my gosh! Now, so the Dodger Giant rivalry is it a real deal?
Yeah, I feel like you definitely feel that kind of hatred.
So when you go into a series, do guys like ever say anything like, "Hey, man, we want to win them all, but we hate the damn Dodgers"?
Yeah, I feel like it's every game. That's how you kind of want it to be. You want to go out there and try to win every single game, and it doesn't matter who's on the other side who's pitching. You want to go out there and just kind of compete.
Can you feel it from the fans though? When you're in San Francisco and the Dodgers are in town, can you feel it?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think going back to when I got hit in the forearm, I mean, I was getting like checked out by the trainers and stuff to like see if like I was okay, and then that's when I got the whole stadium booing me. It was crazy. I was like, wow. And it's Father's Day.
Yeah, and it's Father's Day. Yeah,
my dad's here. Yeah, I mean, you definitely can feel it.
No, that is one of those things about sports, and that one is as good as a rivalry in the history of any sport is the Dodgers and Giants. I love it. Again, for me, first time ever going to San Francisco to see a Giants game, it was cool to listen to Giant fans talk and how passionate and smart they were about the game. They weren't just people showing up for let's do something on a Tuesday night kind of deal. It was, hey, I'm into this game and I know everything. I know everything about every single player, and it was impressive.
Yeah.
As I said before, you're in a great market. How do the fans treat you? I mean, obviously you got off to a crazy hot start. Then all of a sudden the pictures you hanging out with Brock Purdy on the field. And I mean, when you leave the ballpark even, how do the people in San Francisco treat you?
I mean, everyone's just, I haven't had a bad encounter with anyone. Everyone's just been amazing with me. I mean, I'll see people like whenever and I'll take pictures with them. But yeah, I mean, cool. It's really kind of cool just to kind of have that fan base embrace you as much as they did. And, I didn't play as well as, I could have, and for them to kind of embrace me and like that, it was really special to me.
It's one of those things where, as I said, the thing that impresses me about baseball is the advanced scouting, because they will find your weakness. The next team will find, or down the line, they're going to find. It doesn't matter who you are. You can get off to a crazy hot start, and some team's going to find a weakness, and then other teams are going to follow that until you fix it.
Yeah.
And for you, have you ever gone through anything like that where you go, man, I got to adjust, or they're finding something on me that I'm not doing what I need to do? Yeah,
for me, I mean, it was after my first 2 months, maybe it was when I kind of hit my first struggle. And I mean, it was like when the walking thing kind of came out, where I didn't walk in my first like 68, 69, 70 at bats, something like that. So that's when that came out, and that's when they started kind of not giving me any hit. And I was like, okay, well, I got to kind of go back. And then when I would sometimes, it felt like every time I would put the ball in play, it'd be like right at someone. So it felt like a lot of the year for me felt like it was kind of just unlucky, and I didn't do myself any favors. Kind of the way I'd handle it. I mean, I would go to the park every single day with like a clear mindset, but I mean, it was tough just to kind of like go through like that struggle. And I mean, but I'm looking back on it now. I mean, I went through a struggle like that similar in my first year of professional baseball, where got hit, got injuries. I mean, this year I had a couple of just minor things happen with injuries, but I mean, I look back on that and it made me stronger, and I think that's how I've been kind of looking back on this year. It's just, you just kind of got to deal with things that happen. I mean, it's not going to go your way, and you just kind of got to deal with it. And I think it's going to help me be a better baseball player down the road. So
when you go back into spring training in a few months, and as I said, you're already training, in your mind, what is the number one thing that you're thinking, like, prove myself to the new coaching staff, prove myself to me? What is going through your mind right now?
Just getting back to me. Just trying to be the best player that I can be, and just, I mean, do the things that I know that I can do on a baseball field, and not trying to do too much, not trying to be someone that I'm not, and I mean, at the end of the day, just do anything I can to help the team win.
Yeah, I think that's what the fans want to hear too. They the most important stat to a fan is that scoreboard.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's what they want to hear the most. Is, hey, whatever it takes to help that team win, and that I think the Giants are going in the right direction for sure. Again, I think you got a great manager. I think you got a good coaching staff, and it sounds like you got a front office that's aggressive. What else could you possibly ask for? So it sounds like things are definitely going to be better in 2024. As far as I'm sure you're looking for consistency, and so I think you got it. It's really cool, man. For all of us, Casey, man, we're super proud of you. I know Giants fans have been great to you, and I think you're with a fantastic organization. You couldn't be in a better place.
Yeah, I'm really excited for where I am. So I'm just excited for the future and just to kind of keep it going.
Casey, for me, this is really cool. I appreciate you sitting down.
Of course. Thank you for having me on.
Thanks, bud.